What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thank you for tapping in. Today, we're going to talk about the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and I think I kind of like it. So, I caught on to the BKFC. That's a funny looking name on paper. BKFC Knucklemania 3. I saw an advertisement for their champion, Lorenzo Hunt. They showed him heading to the ring and just destroying people in the clip. And I was very intrigued by his fighting style. He is very aggressive. He is very tough. And if you listen to the live stream, I've talked about this a little bit, but here we want to do a separate video and discuss the card because I didn't give very much detail about exactly what I like. So if you're a fan of boxing, this has all those elements minus the gloves. So something that I found interesting is it doesn't appear that there's a certain skill level that you must be at in order to make it onto these cards. And it's very apparent and obvious that some of the competitors probably shouldn't be in the ring with their opponent. In the preliminary fight, the very first night of the fight of the card, this was free on YouTube. This was a $10 fight card for the record. There's a total of 9 fights. 3 were free. So you had Derek Perez and Anthony Sanchez. This one was a decision win for Perez. Next, you had a first round knockout, Nick Gonzalez over Lardy Navarro. I actually watched this one, and I mean, it was just total destruction from go. Next up, Eric Dodson defeated Gene Perez by KO in the first round at 1:32, and it was much of the same as the previous fight, just a lot of rock'em sock'em, and then bam, it's a guy on the ground. Heading into the additional televised card, and I'm sorry, there actually were 12 fights. 9 were on the pay-per-view ticket. So for $10, you got 9 fights. That's actually pretty good. About $1 fight with the tax. All right, so notable names on the card. You had Greg Hardy actually like midway through the card before they transitioned into like the co-main events. Gentleman Josh Watson beat him by KO in the second round at 19 seconds. Now, what makes this so amazing is that Watson was a heavy underdog, and he actually beat Hardy. He just caught him with a nice clean shot off a slip. He kind of slipped to the right and just threw a punch. No, I'm sorry. He slipped to the left and threw an overhand right, and he just caught Hardy flush, and it was night lights out. It was a good solid punch, man. It was just an amazing visual, to say the least. Later on the card, the co-main, Austin Trout, who's a former professional boxer, did get a TKO victory by stoppage over Diego Sanchez in the 4th round at 1:44 mark. Now, these fights are typically 2-minute rounds, and it's 5 rounds. So basically a 10-minute fight. So that tells you this fight was looking like it was going to go the distance before Trout eventually just beat the hell out of Sanchez and got the doctor to stop it. Next, in the final event of the night on the main card, Lorenzo Hunt, who's a champion I spoke of at the beginning of the video, beat Mike Richmond by KO in the first round at 1:50. And I mean, it was just pure destruction. I guess those highlights were really just his whole fights. Like, it was like a 3-minute promo, and it looks like he knocked out about, no, it wasn't even 3 minutes. It was like 1.5 minutes. It looks like he knocked out like 6 or 7 different dudes. So I'm thinking they were showing almost his entire fights, or at least the finishing punches. So that's pretty amazing to me that he's just in there just destroying dudes. This is a sport that rewards aggression and punch resistance. If you have both those things and you don't mind getting punched dead in the face with bare knuckles, you'll probably have a good chance of success. Somebody that you may be aware of and may not know that they were in bare knuckle boxing, Paulie Malignaggi did it a few years ago, but unfortunately he had brittle knuckles and brittle fists and couldn't do it for long. But this is not the sport to be played with, but I'm definitely going to be keeping them on my radar. Hopefully they don't have too many pay-per-view cards, because this isn't something I'd like to pay for often, but I'm definitely interested in keeping up with the sport and get to know some of the names. So if you've been aware of bare knuckle championship fighting, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We appreciate the feedback. I'm going to go ahead and exit the booth. This has been T Word, the People's Champ. Until the next time, I'm out. Peace.